It's okay. You just gotta move on, move past those people. What does this hand do? This hand needs a Lotus Petal or a Chrome Mox, and if it's either of those things, it gets to flip a pig into play on turn 1. It's unfortunate that our... Does this count as cut the line for Paradoxical Storm Nivik with the pile of bits? Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. All right, so we'll do a couple of memes this morning. Although, yeah, that's fine. Well, I'll let you pick, Nivik. So here's the thing. Vintage doesn't have a huge online community. It's kind of small. So would you mind if I waited until Wednesday night stream to do Paradoxical Storm, because the Magic Online queues tend to be more populated in the evening US? Because Monday morning Vintage might take a while for the queues to pop. But you paid the bits to cut, so I will let you pick. But there might be a good bit of waiting if we try and fire it off this morning. Volcanic is land, says you. Perfect. Okay, we'll plan to do it Wednesday night then. We can hype some people for some Vintage coming up. So I think leading into Volcanic is land here, I'd like to go ahead and crack this fetch. I wonder if they're going to stifle me. No stifle. It's good for us. I'm going to get my other Badlands here. It's just their Wasteland deck. Thank you for the bits. I really appreciate that. I'm going to go ahead and Dark Ritual this Collective Brutality here. Just like spot check for counter magic, basically. And then we can play this through a daze. So we're good unless they have double force here. What's going on, Trax? Morning. Okay, so there's a force pitching a Dak Faden. Interesting. I think I have the tools to play around a daze here, so I'm just going to try and play around a daze. I'm going to go ahead and reanimate Grizzly Bees. Do I want to do Grizzly Bees or do I want to do Sire? Sire probably wins the game, right? I'm going to do Sire. Yeah, Sire wins the game. All right, good stuff, good stuff. Ip, cheerio, mate. Ip, cheerio, mate. The alcoholic in me can't stand an empty cup. Big beanie cap. Thank you for the bits. What's going on? It's me. Yeah, this deck is guess. I agree. All right, so I definitely want these Duresses. So Dak Faden. Did that push you over the into the next one? I can't see your... Where did my thing go? Oh, they moved it on me. That's my job. 8-6 for the bits. I think I'm okay to cut Collective Brutality here and just board in Duress. I think Dak Faden usually means that my opponent likely isn't on a Deathrite Shaman deck, but I guess I don't know that for sure. I think I'm going to board assuming they're just like a blue-red mid-range style deck. And I'm going to go ahead and bring this Inkwell in over Elesh Norn here. I guess Iona is pretty good too if they're on straight blue-red. Maybe that's hedging too much though. I think I'm just going to do that. I'm going to cut the Elesh for an Inkwell, and I'm going to cut the 2 Collective Brutalities for 2 copies of Duress here. Yeah, let's do that. See how that feels. Some Hoogle Dad action. Thanks for the 3-month 3 subscription. I appreciate it. Welcome back. This hand's okay. It needs a reanimate spell, but especially post board in these fair matchups, they're going to bring in surgical extractions and stuff like that. So I think keeping like a hand that has plenty of lands on the draw with the discard spell is fine here. Okay, so a Stoneblade deck maybe? Well, you are awkwardly late, Chancellor of the Annex. Welcome to the party. Feeling a little flustered, opponent. Feeling a little flustered. Nope. Big Beanie. Thanks for keeping the cup full. We turn 2 them. We turn 2 Sire of Insanity. Opponent chose to shuffle. That's usually pretty good for us. Unfortunately, we don't have a reanimate spell currently, though, which kind of sucks. Definitely kind of sucks. It's possible I should have mulliganed this hand. I don't know, on the draw, I think it was okay. Nero, thanks for the 28 months, bud. I appreciate it. Welcome back. Congrats on your signature deck on Hex. That was sweet. Those are always fun to make. Definitely enjoyed doing that when they let me do it. Let's go ahead and do this. Well, that's great. Say like 10 out of 10 have something here, right? But I mean, it's not like I'm playing this deck to not jam. Let's lead on this Lotus Petal. I think I want to just Animate Dead the Griselbrand. They counter surgical me, they counter surgical me. Pump up the jam. Bump up the jam. Yeah, that's so weird, Nivik. My Monday morning timeout, of course. Welcome. Happy Monday. So the fact that they're a Tundra deck probably means I want Grave Titan if we go to a game 3 here. Grave Titan is usually good against Swords of Plowshare decks. We had a Force pitching a Ponder. That's good. That means they don't have Surgical. We have a Faithless Looting in our bin for a flashback as well, which is valuable. You're not even going to sculpt my mind, opponent. You considered sculpting? Duress. That sounds great. Alright, well, we'll definitely do that before we cast our next reanimate spell. There's no reason to be super aggressive with your discard spells if you're not going to have a follow-up right away. You want to give your opponent the most chance to draw their card that you actually want to take with the discard spell before you fire off the discard spell. So, like, let's say I fire off the Duress last turn, and then I don't draw a reanimate spell for 2 more turns. I've given my opponent more chances to draw counterspells that I won't be aware of in the meantime. What am I even doing with myself? I got your back, Dad. There you go. There you go. Nivik understands. Get him. The end-step brainstorm here is kind of interesting because, like, what are they possibly holding that they wanted to hold up 4 mana that they brainstormed on their end step as opposed to doing it during their main phase last turn? They have, like, double, like, actual factual counterspell. What you got going on over there? Venser's an interesting idea. Yeah, it's got to be something for 4 mana, right? It could just be, like, loose goose play on their part, but we'll see. We'll see. And again, like, now I've drawn this Reanimate, so I get to get a little bit more information on whether or not it's safe to fire this off this turn. Spell Pierce, Force, Blessed Alliance. Man, who's ready to Dark Ritual the shit out of double Spell Pierce? Who's ready? That's an interesting card. Who's ready to Dark Ritual the shit out of these Spell Pierces? I know I am. Oh, they can snap Fluster Me here, right? Is that 1, 2, 3? This is still going to be counter unless I pay 4, right? Am I miscounting? No, they brainstorm 2. It's going to be counter unless I pay 5. What a tilt. What a tilt. So kind of punished for not playing this Chrome Mox out aggressively. That's fine. They don't have a particularly fast clock. It's interesting to think about what they could have possibly hidden, because they did get to put something back with Brainstorm. Yeah, you're right. I definitely should have played a Mox out. Look at that. Look at that. There's no... Never forget, chat, there's no justice in the world. There's especially not justice on this stream. That being said, they could have put something scary on top of their deck. They could have put something like in a Surgical Extraction or something, but I guess this beats Surgical, so, you know, God bless. Morning, so happy to see Legacy going on, JMP. Thanks for the bits. Yeah, we're starting with some Legacy today. I think I'm gonna break. No, that's not true. We're just gonna do the one Legacy deck this morning, but I think tomorrow is going to be all Legacy. We're gonna do all Legacy tomorrow, starting with Shortcake. So they have Blessed Alliance, and then one card I don't know about. I'd like to pay for Spell Pierce. I'd like to put this pig into play. I'd like to draw some cards. I'd like to look at what's in your hand. Dak, Faden, Blessed Alliance. I do here. I think it's just take the Dak Faden because it can draw them into better answers than this Blessed Alliance. That's probably not even true, right? I also just like take another hit on Grizzly Bees here. That's probably the line. Just like find another discard spell. Yeah, that's true. I can get Ink, Sand Angel. So, animate Chancellor. They need to hit like exactly Terminus here. Animate Big Stink Eye. Play a land, pass the turn. I guess I could Thoughtseize their deck, right? Am I supposed to Thoughtseize? No, they play the deck, they're just dead, right? I don't really care about it. We actually don't know if they have Bolt. That's a good point. I actually don't know if they have Lightning Bolt in their deck. I mean, I can just cast this Griselbrand, right? If they hit Terminus, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I can just cast the Griselbrand. I agree, Zach. I think the Prison deck is in a very good position moving forward. I think even with Chandra, I think Chandra getting a nerf was kind of washed by Karn being in. Did you play Karns? I definitely think Karn's an upgrade for that deck. I like... And we're going to have a short session if Jeff does... Well, Hazard's garbage, so I'm glad you cut him. He's very bad. Yep. Why no Stomping Ground? Why isn't there a Stomping Ground in my deck that doesn't have red cards? I don't know. It's an interesting question. I feel like I'm just going to ignore that tweet. Sometimes... Oh, did I get it? No! Oh, we were so close. It's like life. I see messages like that from people, and I'm like, life must be tough. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's the angle I'm not thinking of. It combos with Belcher, like... Maybe they don't understand that you're supposed to get all the lands out of your deck before you activate it. Maybe that's reasonable. Just like the odds of like putting one Stomping Ground in your deck. God bless you, Fire Spoon. All right, I'm not gonna miss it this time. We're not poking at Twitter instead of paying attention to batches. Gosh, this hand is just the nuts if it had a mana source, but it does not, so it is not. This hand's pretty good. Bottom that. I think I want to lead on Swamp Thoughtseize here, just in case they have Deathrite plus Counterspell. Ah, good old fashioned race, huh? Race, huh? I think I'm actually going to take this Brainstorm here, because having double win condition in their hand is pretty terrible. Could be Ant, could also be Test. The main deck empty could be indicative that it's Epic Storm. Not super hip on the Storm technology, but I don't believe Ant usually plays an empty in the main. Of course, it's Magic Online too, so like people can do whatever they want. I don't think I'm supposed to looting here. I think I just want them to not know that we're Reanimator just yet. It's like, it's not super obvious. We could be like a random fair deck. Yeah, that's fair. I guess this is weird for Ant and this is weird for Tess. But like double win condition is like super weird for Tess because they have Burning Wish. So like, yeah, I guess the smart money would be on Ant. I like that deduction. Smug. You've got a sapphire and you don't have a sword yet. I'll fix that. Welcome to the knighthood. So, for those that are newer to Legacy, Ant stands for Ad Nauseam Tendrils, and Test stands for the Epic Storm. These are the two different common storm variations that happen in Legacy. It's the way they're named is kind of a misnomer in my opinion, because Ant is actually predominantly a Past in Flames deck at this point, whereas the Epic Storm is predominantly an Ad Nauseam deck. The big difference between the two is that Test tends to be about half a turn faster and usually plays cards like Rite of Flame, Burning Wish, and Chrome Mox, whereas the Epic Storm tends to, or sorry, Ant, the slightly slower Storm deck, tends to play more cantrips as well as more basic lands to be slightly more consistent as opposed to being aggressive. So like, how aggressive do I want to get here, right? They're probably just dead if we sire them, right? It's less fun than Griselbranding them, but it's probably correct. It's probably correct. I'm going to cast this Faithless Looting just in case we hit an Exhume. Because if we hit Exhume, we get to put Sire in with more points of power. We also just, like, put other creatures into our graveyard for later in case we top deck something. Pick you up. Hey, Digitech, thanks for the Twitch Prime. I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for the support. Alright, so this is definitely a Stronghold Gambit matchup and a Duress matchup. This is not a Collective Brutality matchup. That card is much too slow. This isn't an Iona matchup, right? Because they're definitely bringing in bounce spells to beat like Chancellor and Sire anyways. So like, I'm not naming blue. Stronghold Gambit is 2 mana show and tell against decks that don't have creatures. So Stronghold Gambit is in here explicitly for decks like Storm because they're not going to have creatures to show. So it's just 2 mana show and tell for us in case they have graveyard hate of their own. Sometimes Storm decks have random things like Ground Seal and stuff like that in their sideboard to counteract Deathrite Shaman. And those can be quite annoying against us. I'm going to trim here. Is Elesh Norn? Elesh Norn probably isn't good enough, right? Like, flooping Griselbrand into play probably beats Goblins enough of the time. Need one more cut here. Is Unmask better than Duress? Or worse than Duress, I guess the phraseology would be. I'm not actually sure how I feel about Unmask versus Duress. I like that Unmask can enable our combo. I'm just going to board in only one Duress. Let's do this. This hand's pretty good. It's got a Chancellor. It's got a Thoughtseize. And remember, we can Unmask and Thoughtseize. We can Unmask and Thoughtseize ourselves. So we actually just need another land to get this hand going. Why would they board in... Why would they board in Swarm against my red-black deck? Yeah, Storm shouldn't have edict effects. They should have bounce effects. How is Chancellor bugged? It looks like it just worked. The last patch note said they fixed start of game effects Pong, as a heads up, in case you weren't aware. Yeah, I keep up on the Magic Online news. Like, this deck sat in the queue for a little while because I knew it was bugged. Huh. You're supposed to take Lion's Eye Diamond here. So I have two different lines I can take here. I can take Lion's Eye Diamond, or I could take both Brainstorms and burn my Unmask. The problem with taking both Brainstorms is that I leave myself unable to put a thing into my discard pile. I think it's definitely just the LED. I think I'm gonna go ahead and unmask myself here. I'm pitching the Exhume rather than the Animate Dead, even though Exhume is the better Reanimate spell here because it plays around Cabal Therapy. Unmasking myself aggressively like this makes myself weaker to Cabal Therapies, but I really don't want to get my only discard outlet, Duress or Cabal Therapy, out of my hand. So like, there's upside and downside to waiting. And I think because I have so many Reanimate spells, I should just be aggressive here with this Unmask. Storm does have Flusterstorm out of the board sometimes, that's true. It does not play around Tormod script, however, though. It's pretty unfortunate for us. That's an interesting card out of the Storm sideboard. Can't say I've seen that before. So pretty punished for my line of play. I'm gonna go ahead and take their Ponder here because it allows them to shuffle. They might just find a land with this Brainstorm anyways, but I got stuff going on. I pretty much just play decks that are in the queue, Sunko. I don't have any tournaments coming up. What's my favorite Legacy deck right now? I really like the Strawberry Shortcake deck that we played last time. It seems really sweet. I'm gonna be playing that again tomorrow morning, I think. It was the most interesting deck that still felt competitive that I've played in a long time. It's got a sweet toolbox. I'm a sucker for a sweet toolbox, and it definitely has that. Chrome Mox. All right, so I think we just gotta play through the pain here. I'm gonna go ahead and slide this Chancellor under here. Just make them blow this Tormod's Crypt. Blow it out your ass. So we're gonna get crypted here, but like, I don't have a way to take crypt off the table anyway, so I think I just need to play through the pain, so to speak, and just like, get it out of the way. I mean, like, Goblin Charbelcher just like the purest meme Magic has to offer. I don't know, that's a particularly, necessarily my favorite deck though. My dead opponent. Why is it called Strawberry Shortcake? No, you'd have to ask the person that named it. Wow, nothing. That's really good for us. Just gonna go ahead and pass here. Let's go ahead, Digitech. Come on, opponent. I believe in you. Do 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 do. Haven't eaten a solid food since. That's a long time. Gosh, Friday. That's a whole weekend. Hope you have a good Ninja Blender. This stream is in no way sponsored or endorsed by Ninja Blender, but Ninja Blender, if you're out there, we should talk. You make a good product. The UB prison and the donation queue, your list. It's not. It's based on a list that Arilax posted. I don't know. The more I think about the prison deck, the more I really don't have a desire to play it. Like, the more we played with the blue-red prison deck, the less impressive it felt to me. So I've mostly become disinterested in it as an archetype, and I don't really want to brew it that much. I feel like that style of deck just like isn't very good in modern. And I know before someone points out that it just won the Classic, I know it just won the Classic. Like, the all-in Devoted Druid combo just won the Modern Challenge too. It doesn't mean that deck is very good either. Like, Modern's a format where bad decks do well consistently. That's why people enjoy playing it. Like, I think the blue-red prison deck has some really interesting lines in it, but I just think, like, the overall power level of the deck just isn't there. And, like, as someone who plays a lot of decks, it doesn't feel like it has the power level compared to the other Modern decks that I played in the format that are good. Gosh. Just need some lands. Where are my lands, chat? Well, this hand's good. This hand's great, actually. We get to Chancellor, Duress, and then we get to turn 2, Show and Tell, Chancellor in. Not looking for a Chrome Mox at this point. I would love to show you my Chancellor. I'll show you mine if you show me yours. No, it's okay. You don't have to show me anything. I believe you. I actually think Jeskai Nahiri deck's very reasonable. Jeskai Control in general had a very good weekend at the Open, and there's a reason for that. I think Jeskai Control in general is very well positioned in Modern. I think it has a lot of the tools that you want to win a lot of matchup. Man, they're leaning hard into this Tormod script. I guess I'm just going to take this Cabal Therapy away, just in case there's something spooky going on the other side of the table. I don't think Secure the Waste is very good, but Seth Manfield's a much better Magic player than I am, and he played Secure the Waste in his Jeskai deck at the Grand Prix, so maybe I'm wrong. I'm always willing to accept that there are people who are smarter than I am, and then we should probably listen to them when they do things. So, like, Seth Manfield concluded he wanted to play Secure the Waste in his Jeskai deck at the Grand Prix, so maybe that's correct. I think I'm gonna go ahead and Dark Ritual Thoughtseize here. I really don't need the extra mana for anything else. I'm just gonna be super safe. What you got over here? Just gonna take your Dark Ritual away. Cast Show and Tell. Okay, so actually I have a rant about cheating. You should look up my rant about cheating in Magic on YouTube. Jose Garcia. I would like for starters, I would like to just ask that you don't refer to someone as cheating in Magic the Gathering if you don't understand what cheating in Magic the Gathering means. And based on your inferred usage, I would encourage you to look up how we define cheating in Magic the Gathering, because you're using it incorrectly. Hey, Canklebiter, it's Monday. Can you please put these towards Mono Red Tremors, because scientific data shows it's the best deck, and by scientific data I mean I have a sticky note that says so. Thank you, Canklebiter, for the bits. Will do. I appreciate the support. Happy Monday. Well, the Chancellors are all here, chat. Hopefully our opponent continues drawing bricks here for a little while. God, they drew a bounce spell already? That's so frustrating. Just 0 cantrips right off the top. Maybe I should have... I think I messed up. I wasn't thinking that I had the Chancellor trigger on one, and I definitely should have Thoughtseize their Tormod's Crypt as opposed to, or Duress their Tormod's Crypt as opposed to Duressing their Their Cabal Therapy, that was wrong. The rant on cheating was just go watch my rant on YouTube about cheating, and then yelling at some people for the fact that they don't know what cheating means in the context of Magic. Let's stand up. It's Monday. I'm fat. Ugh. I think that's I'm most excited about not being sick anymore. I can go to the gym this week. Ugh. So opponent pretty fortunate to draw their bounce spell there without any help, but again, I think I took the wrong card on the first turn. So we'd be in a much better spot than we're currently in if I would have taken the right card away. I was playing a Legacy Open one time, and there was this High Tide player 2 tables down from me who not once but twice at different points during his match, when he resolved Time Spiral, he shuffled all of his lands back into his deck. It was just the funniest thing I have ever seen. Not once, but twice shuffled all the lands back into his deck when he cast Time Spiral. How's everyone doing out there? Happy Monday, folks. Welcome. My name is Jeff Hogan. We're hanging out, starting off with some Legacy this morning, then we're going to play some Modern later on as well. If you're enjoying my stuff, please consider subscribing to my channel. My subscribers are a big part of why I'm able to stream full-time like I do here now. We're going to be going for another 7 or 8 hours here today. Subscriptions start at $4.99 a month, or if you're one of the people out there who has Amazon Prime, you can link that to your Twitch account and get Twitch Prime included in that for free. And Twitch Prime gives you a free channel subscription to a channel of your choice every single month. You can also support my stuff by checking out some of my sponsors. MTGOtraders.com. I'd love to buy and sell some Magic Online cards with you. And if you use code HOGLANPayPal at checkout with them, you'll save 8% on your singles orders there. CoolStuffInc.com buys and sells a lot of cool stuff, including TCG singles. Using promo code Jeff5, you can save 5% on Magic, Pokemon, and Yu-Gi-Oh cards with them. InkedGaming.com would love to help you customize your gaming experience using code Jeff12. You can save 12% on custom playmats, mouse pads, binders, and bags with them. And of course, myself and all of our wonderful moderators would like to welcome you to the wonderful land of Hoaglandia. Be sure to talk to your friendly local moderator about your complimentary timeout. All right, this hand just doesn't do anything, right? We have mana and we have ways to get things out of the graveyard, but we don't have ways to get things into the graveyard, so I'm pretty sure this is a mulligan. I think this one's a keep with a Scry, because it's got a Thoughtseize. Where did Mac Weldon go? Mac Weldon's on the other page. So we've got two sets of shill spiels. Unlike some Magic streams, the focus of this stream here isn't the focus of my stream isn't the advertisements. The focus of my stream is the Magic content. So my goal is to provide a bunch of Magic content here as opposed to showing you a bunch of advertisements. So I like keep the ad breaks to a minimum, so I figured instead of doing like one long ad break, I'd do 2 shorter ad breaks, which may or may not be good. Days, Bolt True Name. Need a way to floop this piggy into the bin here at some point. That's an okay pickup, but it doesn't actually make... They don't actually have green mana yet. So that's nice. I think we're probably pretty dead at this point. I guess I could rip Rip up Faithless Looting, but the fact that they have double days probably means we're gonna get bit. You're correct. Just the one I missed. Taking their true name and reanimating it's a pretty interesting line. I did see that Blue-Red Prison won the Classic. No, it does not give me any more desire to play that deck. We're gonna play Blue-Black Prison today, and then I'm gonna try and weasel out of playing that deck ever again. We'll see. Maybe the Blue-Black Prison deck will be sweet. Maybe it'll be sweet. I don't know. The archetype just doesn't feel particularly impressive. I should have a game plan in my head for this matchup, but I really don't. I actually haven't played against Grixis Delver all that much. Yeah, the lines on the shirt are kind of trippy on the webcam. Just gonna, okay, look at that. Just get that non-constructive results-based thinking out of the chat. Take a 10-minute break, Sanity. Come back when you're constructive. It is in the queue twice, but I might ask Justin if we can swap it. I might just tell Justin we're swapping it. Magic decks I don't enjoy, but don't make for very good content. What are my cuts here? This is probably a touch too many of these. I think Elesh Norn's pretty good in this matchup, though. Maybe I don't need the Grave Titan. They're probably bringing in Edict post-board, though, is the thing. I'd bring an Edict post-board if I was on the Delver side. 2 months of Amazon Fun Money. Mick Patches, thank you very much for the 2-month resubscription. Welcome back. I do appreciate it. New badge hype. What's going on, Kyle Knott? Thanks for some bits there. Is trimming Thoughtseize unreasonable? Trimming Thoughtseize probably isn't unreasonable. Trimming a Griselbrand's probably fine because they're bringing in Surgicals anyways, which makes having more of these worse. Helps Legacy Tesserator? Maybe. I think Karn should probably be explored in most of the Ancient Tomb decks. I think I'm just going to turn one Thoughtseize here, because I can go turn 2 Petal into Exhume. I would play a deck list that someone else put together for me, but I don't think I would be willing to brew it myself, because I just don't have enough experience with it. So this is a friendly reminder that Deathrite Shaman is the card that keeps graveyard decks in check. It has nothing to do with Surgical Extraction, right? Z621, thank you very much for the Twitch Prime support. I do appreciate it. I know there's a lot of great people producing content on Twitch, and I appreciate you supporting my stuff for another month in a row. Thanks for the half a year. Yep. I mean, that's just it, right? Like, this is a deck that's gonna lose to sideboard cards, and that's okay. Sometimes you're gonna get hosed by sideboard cards. I just think it's really funny when people that like don't understand what's actually good against decks like what I'm playing. Like, cite Deathrite Shaman is like this noble card in modern in Legacy that like does this thing. It's like you don't really understand what Deathrite Shaman does and why it's good. I mean, there was a Gurmag Angler in that hand, so you could make the argument that I was conceding to Gurmag Angler, and thus Gurmag Angler is actually the problem with my opponent's deck, and that's the card that should be banned in Legacy. That's what I heard. I think that's a really solid argument, honestly. Obviously, Gurmag Angler was the problem there. So, you don't cut Tezzeret to play Karn in Legacy Tezzeret. if Karn's good in Legacy Tezzeret, it would be good in addition to Tezzeret, not instead of Tezzeret. Nah, man. If anything, my blood pressure's gone down. This job's great. When I feel like people are causing my blood pressure to go up, we just remove them from chat. It's a much easier just to not give a shit. Just be like, you know, this is where we go to have fun. So if we're not having fun, then somebody's doing something wrong, and I just, you know, I get off of it real quick. The only thing better than timing out people who are obnoxious in Twitch chat is reading about how they feel offended that they were timed out for being obnoxious in Twitch chat. That's the only thing. All right, let's reveal these. I think I just go ahead and Entomb here and just like hope to draw a mana source to floop the piggy next turn. God bless you, Bob and Chase. God bless you. I had to realize the narrative. You could say we invented fascism here with our moderation of Twitch chat. Windswept Teeth. Windswept Teeth. You're lucky, opponent. I didn't draw a man source. What she got over there? She got over there, Windswept Teeth. It's probably this Thalia, right? It's probably this Thalia. Really glad I fetched a basic swamp on one. The problem is they're going to have a Deathrite Shaman 2 turns from now, but I guess that gives me 3 turns to draw a land, right? Because, like, they need to play something into... Honestly, they messed up, right? They probably should have played the Mother of Runes into the Chancellor's last turn, so they could Green Sun for Deathrite Shaman this turn. So I think my opponent missequenced here, because, like, I have 2 Chancellor triggers. Wait, what? That's really loose too. And like here, like if my opponent would have run the Mother of Runes into Chancellor's last turn, they would have been able to like put that Thalia into play this turn. I'd be really far behind. Whereas instead, now I'm going to put this Lotus Petal into play and get this Griselbrand back and, you know, just like take my opponent on a non-stop visit to Pound Town. Here, Pound Town's nice this time of year, chat. What about you all? How do you feel about Pound Town, huh? Happy 16, Toxic Flames. I prefer Kilo Town. One-way ticket to Pound Town, please. All right, Gristle Dog, what are we doing? What are we doing? Where are my boys at? Do I not have an Entomb? I do have Entomb. I have Dark Ritual. All right, so we're just gonna go get like Sire of Insanity here, right? I can get Sire and Elesh Norn this turn, right? Can I? Do I have enough mana for that? Look, chat. Most roads led in a direction towards Rome that game. So I'm just let's not fret the details. Really, it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. Do 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 do. I actually think Chancellor's probably pretty bad in this matchup. Like, I like the untargetables and things that kill their stuff a little bit more. How do I feel about this? I guess Tidespout's pretty good in this matchup too. Probably don't mind trimming a Thoughtseize as well here. There's only so many decks that I can play in order. I think Belcher's 5th on the list for today, 4th on the list. Yeah, Belcher is 4th today. I don't know if they play Rest in Peace. Probably not. They're a Knight of the Reliquary deck. This is 10 out of 10 a Gambit matchup. Get out of here, Twitch chat. Get out of here. Maybe bringing in the Abrupt Decays is loose because they're a Wasteland deck. I could see that being the case. I'm actually not wearing pants. But you can't see that, so, you know, use your imagination. This deck lacks our savior type. You're not wrong. Thank you very much for the 5-month resubscription, AY. I appreciate it. Do I mulligan this? I'm just supposed to mulligan this, right? Chrome Mox and a basic are pretty appealing against their deck. 20 Kiki Cord 2016 edition. This is officially a no pants. I mean, the cam girls that don't wear pants usually get more viewers, right? At least that's what I'm told. I think I'm gonna keep this. I think with the Brutality, I have a little bit of interaction here. Got a couple of good mana sources. This one could go either way. Every time I keep a hand like this, I get punished though, so maybe I should stop keeping them. Our opponent's mulligan to 3. It's a bold strategy. Let's see how it plays out for him here. I'm gonna bin in Exhume here, I think. Play late. I'm gonna play the Petal out aggressively too, because they could be a Thalia. Just because the opponent mulligan to 3 doesn't mean you should make bad plays, so play well. Death Ray Shaman. That card's so unfair. I think I'm actually going to hold cards for now because I might need to win this game by discarding, or get a thing into my bin by discarding. Oh, you know what? I should have killed that probably, because I'm going to kill it at some point, and now this opens them up to having a second mana. Yeah, I should have just killed this. Remember when I said don't make loose plays? I could also kill this and then reanimate it. Yeah, we're further behind than we need to be, or than we could be, because I didn't kill that right away. God, we're gonna lose this game, aren't we? It's unfortunate. Remember that time I said we shouldn't keep hands like this? Pepperidge Farmer members. Need to mulligan more aggressively. I guess that's fair. With like so much redundancy, I should just escalate to like check for. They just have so few instants and sorceries that really matter. Like, I don't even really care about Swords to Plowshares. I guess they could have Surgical out of their board. So, like, them having Surgical out of the board could potentially reason just escalated anyways. Elesh would not have been fine. They'd eat it in response. Please, you've got 1 minute to explain to me how I get Elesh short into play with what they had. Nah, I think just having removal is fine. So we have the turn 1 here. I'm pretty sure I just put Titan into play here to play around Swords to Plowshares. Like, they definitely have Plow in their deck post-board. I do 3 to 4 miles on the treadmill while playing Hearthstone on my tablet, and then I play with weight machines for 90 minutes. Is usually my gym routine. Animate, thank you for the 13-month resubscription. I do appreciate that. Welcome back. Oh no! Oh no, not a wasteland! How will I ever cast my spells now, chat? How will I ever possibly win this game? They've wastelanded me! Oh no! Oh no! Are we done here? All right, we're done here. All right, we're 2-2. Let's see if we can get the last one. We're waiting for the 5th match in this league to pop. I'd just like to say thank you for everybody hanging out here today. There's a lot of great people producing content on Twitch. There's a lot of different places you could be. Thanks for choosing to join our stream here today. My name is Jeff Hogan. I stream Magic full-time here on Twitch. If you're enjoying my stuff, please give the channel a follow. Consider subscribing and be sure to check out some of my sponsors. Cardsphere.com will help you turn your Magic card into other Magic cards with other players directly. There's no haggling. They just take 1% fee off the top. Mack Weldon provides premium men's clothing, such as this wonderful stripy polo that I'm wearing here today. Using code Jeff Hoagland at bit.ly/HoogleClothes, you can save 20% on your first order of premium shirts, shorts, underwear, all sorts of great stuff there. And of course, this stream is made possible by all the wonderful viewers out there like Anaronix, Justin, Nivik, and you. If you are enjoying my stuff, make sure you hit that follow button. Following the stream doesn't cost you anything and lets you know when I go live and with what. I always try and put the names of the decks I'm going to be playing on a given day in the stream title, so that way you can kind of know what to expect when I go live. I'm going to go down one more. Am I? No, I'm gonna keep this. It's got Chancellor. It just needs a way to get a thing in the bin. I think this is better than going to 5. Turbo Depths. All right, this matchup's a race. Just get to do my thing. It's a good pickup. I'm gonna go ahead and flute my piggy into the discard pile here. This little pig's gonna go wee all the way home here, hopefully. I'm gonna play this Lotus Petal out so they can't take it away. Let's just give them a timeout, Aaron. It's not worth bickering. Right, wannabe Beetle? I have to check sometimes too. Some of them are so quick. Just like, were you being obnoxious or was that deserved? What was that asked for? Yeah, right, Zach? Alright, let's flute Papa Pig into play. Papa Peppa Pig. Have your Safekeeper back, because I'm a giver opponent. Oh no! Oh no! Have a heart. Have a heart, opponent. Bajuka Bog. Now they have a Sylvan Safekeeper. That's so mean. Why you gotta be interactive, opponent? You're just supposed to die. Stupid instant speed cards and their interaction nonsense. Why you have to be so mean, opponent? I just wanted to draw some cards. Alright, we did it. We did it, we did it, we did it. Hooray! We did it, we did it, we did it. Hooray! I want my piggy really bad. Stop trying to take my piggy away from me. Who's a good little Griselbrand? Yes, you are. You're a good little Griselbrand. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Yeah, they definitely could have sacked the Hexmage in response to the Exhume. If you are a fan of the top decks, let me tell you about a deck that I can interest you in. Wow, that's... Huh. So none of those are lands that I can play. Well, I mean, I can play them, but none of those. Those are real lethal, huh? This one's a real lethal. All right, we're gonna unmask them since we can't cast most of these things anyways. What you got over there? What you got? Has the Sajiri Step in hand. Man, I thought we caught a break, chat. I thought we caught a break, and they have the Sajiri Step in hand. What a tilt. Alright, Tidespout Tyrant is excellent, obviously. Elesh Norn is bad. Gambit's not good. Brutality's not really good either. Duress is better, almost certainly. Alright, easy sideboarding, easy life. Hey, Grikachu, big fan, love the stream. Thank you for the 2-month resubscription. I'm glad you enjoy the stuff. Thanks for the continued support. Welcome back. Welcome to everybody. Hope everyone had a great weekend. Having a good start to your week. We're wrapping up some Legacy here, and then we're moving on to some Modern for the rest of the day. Hope everyone's having a great day. Yeah, sounds great, right? It's like turn 2 pig. Floop the piggy. Merit Liege is indestructible. You're not wrong, Lukatog. Hey, magic is nothing like gambling. That's an offensive statement that you would imply that. I for one am offended. Got a pair of them, opponent. My favorite is when you see new lands players pay 1 for their merit liege during their upkeep. It's just like, oh, you don't know how your cards work. It's so precious and sweet. I'm gonna see pitch, spirit guide, crop rotation for Bajuka Bog. Just hate myself. Yeah, just get him. All right. What are we doing here? Give me some more cards, please. All right, please. Oh, returning a permanent's not optional. Alright, well I guess we're done casting spells for the turn. So we'll pick your Bayou up. Hard fought game there. Both teams tried their darndest. I'm gonna keep this. I think the move to hand size discard is fine, and if we rip an Entomb or a Faithless Looting, we have to turn 1 them. Hey, Jace, 2397. Thank you very much for the Twitch Prime support. I do appreciate that. As always, subscriptions are the best way you can support what I do here, so thanks for helping support my content. All right, new plan. Make 8 mana, cast Griselbrand. Nice death rate, Shaman. Nice death rate, Shaman. I actually want to take that because I don't want them needling my fetches. God, they drew another land? Yeah, we're actually pretty close to casting the Griselbrand, right? Like this is 4, 5, 6, 7. Like we hit a Petal, a Chrome Mox, or a Ritual next turn, and we get to put our pig into play. The problem is that we don't have a good way to beat this Dark Depths that they're probably setting up this turn. No, I did not board in the red show and tell. I also didn't board in Reverent Silence because we didn't see this stuff in the first game. Full cost Unmask, let's go. All right. Well, guess I'll take your 1/2. Go. They have a lot of draws that end with us dead here. They get 3 looks. They paid 8 last turn to draw a bunch, so pretty strong favorite to lose this game. Everything on Griselbrand is a 7 except his mana cost because it's a design failure. Seven, pay 7, draw 7, 8 mana. They could have even, like, if they wanted it to be hard to cast, made it like 7 black mana. You want to just like put 7 black pips in the corner? Yeah. I actually think cards like Griselbrand and Emrakul are actually like really bad game design space because, like, especially in these Eternal formats where these cards are non-rotating, they really just like take the question of like what's the best thing I could be doing in most situations and make it very simple and easy to answer. What are we doing, opponent? Come on. What are we doing? Yep, that's pretty much the game, right? Like even if I cast this, I guess if I cast this, I draw a bunch of cards too, which like might set me up to hard cast something else down the line. I guess we'll take a draw because it doesn't hurt to take a draw. I don't really have much constructive to say about this deck. I think this build is fine. I think most of the builds of this deck are fine. There's not that much differentiation. I'm a fan of the Chrome Moxes in general. When you run good, this deck's insane. When you don't run good, the deck's medium minus. If you don't like losing to sideboard cards, this is not the deck for you. If you're looking for like a reasonable budget choice in Legacy, this deck's cheap compared to $5,000 pile of control decks and $2,000 tabernacles, but yeah, I don't know. It's exciting when it works and it's kind of lame when it doesn't. At any rate, let's mosey on to the